having a great day. It's Monday. It's the start of the new week. You guys know I love Mondays. So I'm home and I have done 5 minutes of my weighted yo-yo. I've done 5 minutes of my weighted hula hoop, and it was so much fun. And look, my face is red. I got tired after 5 minutes. I've already started dinner, but I wanted to jump on real quick with you guys so you can see me put together a new gravy recipe that I saw this weekend. I wanted to try it out for my hamburger steaks. You can also use it for breakfast and different items, so meats and breakfasts. So that's what we're going to try out tonight. I do have some green beans in the skillet with some onion. Why mess up a good thing? My family loves this. Don't you guys love it when your family makes requests and then the requests they make are like things you can actually eat with them? I love that. So we're going to start off this gravy with 2 cups of beef broth. So I'm just using 2 cups of beef broth. I want to make sure you guys can see this skillet a little bit. I may have to move it around for a minute. It's okay. So 2 cups of beef broth, and then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter as soon as I can find a knife. Here's one. 2 tablespoons of butter. 1, 2. Oh, and that butter is already softened up. Get a different knife. I hope you guys have had a fantastic day. Let me know where you're watching from and what you're doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. If you have any questions for me, go ahead and put them in the comments when we get this mixed up and cooking. I'm going to come and see what questions you have for me. We've got some hamburger steak in the oven. Let me put this in the fridge. You guys just excuse my dirty house behind me because it is dirty tonight, and that's okay. Thank you, Shannon. How are you? I hope you guys are having a great day. So we're starting off with 2 cups of beef broth, and I still don't know if y'all can see this skillet or not. Let me turn this down a little bit. I've got some green beans, and I've got some hamburger steak in the oven. So 2 cups of beef broth, 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to do almost a full teaspoon of garlic powder. And I'm following this recipe just like it tells me to. Just like it tells me to because I've never made it before. So we're going to put our seasonings right in the bone broth. Or beef broth. I got about a teaspoon of garlic powder. We're going to do a ½ teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And I've got this on medium-high heat. We want to go ahead and melt the butter. That's what we're doing right now. So a ½ teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1 full teaspoon of garlic powder, and then we're going to add pepper. So the pepper, it wants 1½ teaspoons. So we're going to do a full 1½. Just got to find it. I love my weighted hula hoop, guys. It's a lot of fun. Just a fun way to move your body is always fun, right? I love all the exercise gadgets. I've had just about everything you can think of. But a lot of people have been asking me how much fun it is, and I really have had fun with it. So we're going to do a 1½ teaspoon of pepper. I can get it out. And I may add a little bit more at the end because I like spicy, right? Okay. So that's all we're doing for this first part. Let me find I had a whisk for this. So we're just gonna melt this butter. So 2 cups of beef broth, 2 tablespoons of butter, about a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1½ teaspoons of pepper, and ½ teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And that's all we're doing. We're just gonna melt this butter. As soon as the butter's melted, we're gonna put the next 2 ingredients in, and then we're pretty much done with this. We're gonna let it cook for a minute, and then we're gonna simmer it. And this is going to go on top of my hamburger steak. So my hamburger steaks are in the oven now. I'm broiling them on a broiler. I've got my oven on 350, and we've cooked them about 20 minutes so far. And I just patted out the ground beef with some Worcestershire sauce and a little bit of Dale's seasoning. Yes, I know Dale's has a little bit of sweetener in it, I believe. Let me look. It's been a long time since I used any, but I wanted to do something different tonight. Do a little. Now it's got 1 carb and 1 tablespoon of Dale's, and I just poured a little on there. So I am using Dale's. It does have sugar in it, so guys, kill me. It doesn't hurt to do this every once in a blue moon, especially since you're not drinking the bottle or even having a full cup. I just literally poured a little bit over the ground beef to season it. All right, so that's how we did our hamburger steaks. We just patted them out. I salt and peppered them. I put a little garlic powder on them, a little onion powder on them, and they're in the oven. It smells really good. We've got our green beans over here. We just sliced some onions, put a little oil in the pan, put the fresh green beans in, and covered it. And it's just cooking with salt and pepper, and that's it. Super easy dinner. What I want to show you guys is the gravy we're going to make. So I know it's not perfect. It's really hard to get my camera in here under all this stuff, but I want you to see what we're doing. Let me stir my green beans. My green beans are looking good. Well, the green beans are looking good here. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm trying to maneuver my camera and all of my hands and pots over here. Let me check out the hamburger steaks. The hamburger steaks are smelling delicious. So they're really some thick steaks. My husband likes his meat well done, so we're gonna cook those until they're well done. I may pull mine out a few minutes before. Okay, so we're back to the gravy. We are just right now trying to work on melting this butter. Let me see if I can move my camera down. There we go. Look at there, y'all. So we're just trying to melt the butter, and the butter is melted. So let's go ahead and add our next ingredients. We're gonna do 1/4 cup of heavy cream. 1/4 cup of heavy cream. And then one ingredient that I do not use very often is xanthan gum. This is something you can buy at Walmart or any grocery store. It's over in the flour section. It goes a long way. A little bit goes a very long way. It says to use 1 teaspoon, but guys, that seems like so much. But I'm gonna do what it says. So we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum inside this mix. Xanthan gum is a very fine, hey. It's a very fine powder. And it thickens your meal. So like, you know, when recipes call for cornstarch, or I'm trying to think of what else it might call for. Cornstarch primarily is used to thicken your meals. We're gonna use xanthan gum. This is clumping up just a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna whisk it, and that whisk is gonna take care of any clumps. And we wanna get this cooking. We wanna boil it for a second, and then we're gonna turn it down to a simmer. It looks good, doesn't it? I think it does. This is the first time I've used this recipe for gravy, and I just want to do something different with our hamburger steak. So I'm always trying to do or find something different that makes a common meal, just to give a little common meal a little pizzazz. Some pizzazz in the kitchen tonight. What are you guys doing for dinner tonight? And if you have any questions for me that's related to keto, go ahead and put those in the comments. I'm going to get this cooking for just a second, and then we're going to answer any questions you guys have. Again, this is the first time I fixed this gravy. I'm going to go over those ingredients one more time with you real fast. I will post this in the video post as soon as I finish up the live video and answering your questions. So we have 2 cups of beef broth. We added 2 tablespoons of butter. We did 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and 1 1/2 teaspoons of pepper. And we just melted the butter on medium heat. And as soon as the butter was melted, we added 1/4 cup of heavy cream and a teaspoon, you can even do less, of xanthan gum. And we just whisked all that together. It's on medium heat, and we just want to get this boiling, and then we're going to turn it on simmer, and it will thicken up. The xanthan gum is what's going to thicken this gravy up. So it's not going to be that thin at all. It's going to get a lot thicker in just a couple of seconds. All right, so let me put a fork in my hamburger steaks if you guys will give me just a second. I just want to check out my hamburger steaks to make sure I don't overcook them. Okay, I was going to do that.
I need it.
You need it? Okay, will you give me that fork pretty please? Thank you. I just want to do my hula hoop first. Ricky's cleaning the dishes for me. I was doing my hula hoop instead, cleaning. I'm going to check out my hamburger steaks. I'll be right back. All right, they're not done yet. There's still some pinkness coming out of my meat. So I don't know why this is not boiling yet. I thought, I always have trouble with this new oven top. It usually cooks really fast. So I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit just so I can get it boiling. And then I'm gonna turn it on simmer. But it looks really good. The house smells really good. I didn't put any salt in this because it didn't call for it, but I'm gonna taste it to make sure I don't need any more salt and pepper to taste for this gravy. So can you spell that thickening ingredient? Yes, I can. I'm gonna show you the bag actually. Give me 1 second here. It is xanthan gum. So it's over in your flour section of the grocery store, in the baking section. And I do not use this very often. Most of the time when it calls for this ingredient, I just cook my heavy cream. I just simmer it for a little longer and it will thicken on its own. But this, you don't want to cook it all day. I don't. So I'm adding some xanthan gum. So I'm holding this here so you guys can write it down. All right. Whoops, what happened? Okay, so let me check and see if you guys have any questions while I'm waiting on that to start boiling. My green beans are smelling amazing. Green beans are so delicious and easy. And I had made a comment earlier, don't you love it when your family requests something to eat and you're like, oh my goodness, that sounds so good, and it's keto, so awesome. I love it when my family requests easy, delicious meals, and they do all the time. They love these green beans. And my son, you know, he has always been a macaroni and cheese fan. So even though it's not keto, I do have some macaroni noodles in my cabinet just in case he requests it. But guys, they're going to go old. Like, he never requested anymore. He loves cabbage. He loves green beans. He loves things that he's never tried before. He likes spinach, cream spinach. My son, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. So I love it when my family requests certain things. And it's always fun to rotate some things that we like and just kind of pizzazz it up. So that's what we're doing tonight with this gravy. I'm just waiting on it to start boiling. So let me see if you guys have any questions. If you have any questions for me, put them in the comments. I see some people from Long Island, New York. That's amazing. She's enjoying steak. JT Star. It's nice to meet you. I don't know if you've been on a live video with me before. Hey, Kimberly. Grilled chicken and cucumber salad. That's always delicious. My husband loves cucumbers. I'm not a cucumber fan at all, but my husband loves them. Susan from Montgomery, Alabama, having meatloaf in the muffin tin and roasted asparagus. That sounds so good. And I've seen that video populate a lot lately, so I know a lot of people are watching it, and it's been making me want meatloaf. Crossville, Tennessee, April. That is not far from me. Sarah from Virginia did the chicken enchilada tonight. She said it was delicious. I'm so happy that you liked it. I love that casserole. I thought about making it again this week just to have for lunch. We don't eat lunch all the time. When we do, it's something very simple and easy, like a chicken salad my mom will make, or bunless burgers. We might have tuna salad. Today we had a rotisserie chicken. We don't eat lunch a lot because we're really busy and I only eat when I'm hungry. But when I'm hungry, I will pick something very simple. So that casserole is very low carb and would be great for lunch, just to warm up real quick. Tuna and mayo on keto bread. That sounds awesome. And Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That's awesome. Sparta goes to Crossville all the time. Let's see. Why not? Afraid. Oh, I know. My husband's awesome in the kitchen, guys. My husband's always been awesome to help me in the kitchen and the living room and the laundry. My husband's always awesome. Okay, so you see this? It is boiling and it smells so yummy. Standing over this skillet and smelling that, oh, y'all, it smells so good. So you'll see it's already starting to get thick. I'm not super thick yet, but it's not water anymore. We're just going to let this simmer now. Since it's boiling, I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. We're going to let it simmer for a couple of minutes while my hamburger steaks are finishing up. But guys, it looks so good. I will taste this, give it the taste test, and let you guys know what I really think. So tonight after our meal is finished and I take a picture of our plated plate and the recipe again, I will let you know if it is actually good. All right, let's see if there's any questions for me, guys. Any questions about keto, low carb, recipes, how you can change things up? Tina's doing taco salads with Taco Quest chips. That sounds amazing. Tina, it is pouring down rain over here. Pouring down. It wasn't raining until I got home, and then it just like a monsoon came through. Let's see. Janet's not eating. She's doing her reboot. That's awesome. Janet, can you believe this is like the third month I've skipped the reboot? I feel awful because I'm doing that, but I'm trying to just change things up a bit. So I definitely need to do a reboot for sure. If you guys are interested in a reboot, put reboot in the comments. I'll send you all the awesome information. It is a complete reset of your metabolism, your gut. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. You actually will turn over cells. It is an amazing plateau buster. I love it. I've just been trying to shake things up a bit because I've done a reboot almost every single month for the last couple of years. So I think I've missed like 3. I think I've done 3 in a row. I've missed them purposely. It was a decision of mine. But the thing I love about the reboot is I can, Amy Dove, a food addict, say, this is it. Sunday night after dinner, I'm done for 60 hours. And I love it. Wendy, I'm making hamburger steaks with a new gravy recipe. And I've got some green beans in the skillet. Simple, simple, simple. Can you eat olives, pickles, cottage cheese? She's down 20 pounds in 2 months. Congratulations, first of all, Susan. And yes, you can have those things. Pickles definitely have very little carb. Cottage cheese does have carbs, so just make sure you account for how much you're eating. If you eat a whole cup, it can add up. But if you're just doing like a cottage cheese dip with something or in a recipe, it's not that bad. Just look and see how many carbs you're eating. Thank you, Wendy. I haven't wore a dress in forever, and this morning I was so lazy, I just jumped up and threw a dress on, and then it poured down rain on me on the way to work. Could you use a little cornstarch instead of xanthan gum? I don't recommend it just because cornstarch, I believe, from everything I've read, causes inflammation, so I just don't want you to feel bad from it. But it's not the end of the world if you decide to. Xanthan gum, look how thick this is. I mean, it's really getting thick, and it's just from that little bitty teaspoon of xanthan gum. The thing I don't like about xanthan gum is if you use too much, it really gets like a slimy texture. I do not like it at all. So I only used a little teaspoon in all of this, and it is smelling and looking delicious. It's definitely getting thicker. I can't wait to taste it. I may taste it on a spoon for you guys in a minute, but I just don't want to overcook my hamburger steaks while I'm answering your questions. Ooh, they're smelling good, y'all. Good in the neighborhood. All right, what else? Can you spell that thickening ingredient again? It is xanthan gum. I showed a picture of it earlier. It is spelled Xanthan, xanthan gum. Xanthan. All right, let's see if there's any other questions before I pull these hamburger steaks out. Chicken and shrimp sauteed in garlic is amazing. Debbie, thank you, Janet. I appreciate that. Super excited. She made the quiche tonight with the bacon wrapped asparagus. Yum. Fresh green beans and some chicken broth with diced potatoes. So I gotta skip the potatoes, but that's okay. Unless you're using radishes, you can use radish. Hamburger steaks are very simple, guys. All I did was patty out my hamburger with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper, a little garlic powder, a little onion powder, and a little bit of Dale seasoning, just a little bit, to get some seasoning in there just to change it up. All right, thank you, April. All right, guys, let me see if I see any questions. You talked about keto bread from Walmart. It's called Lewis Bakery Keto Bread. I don't recommend you use it all the time, but it's perfectly fine to throw that in every once in a while. And I have friends who say they use it every single day for lunch. Go for it. I cannot eat things in a package all the time because I can feel it in my body. I can see it in my inches. I don't recommend using a whole lot of packaged products if you can eliminate them, but we all have different lifestyles. I'm not on the go as much as I used to. And a lot of times when you're on the go, you just do the best you can. And I love that bread. It tastes so good. Janet says she skipped 3 months too. She knew she had to do it this time. All right, let's see. I see a lot of reboot requests. So I will send you guys the reboot information. It's pretty awesome. I love the reboot. If you've never drank ketones, you're going to get some of our ketones in the kit. You're going to get some of our electrolytes in the kit. You're going to get some of our better broth in the kit. It's such an awesome kit. And you 100% will feel amazing to know that you can go 60 hours without eating. It's 60 hours without eating, but that does include our bedtimes, right? So it's 2 sleeps and 2 full days. It'll start on a Sunday if you decide to do it with us as a group. We are selling it right now, but we only sell it a few days every month because we do it together as a group. A huge community of people do this keto reboot together, and you have lots of coaching, lots of encouragement, lots of instruction. So it's a really awesome program that I think will love. I absolutely loved it. And after I did it the first time, I did it almost every single month for a couple of years. So I've skipped the last 3 months, and I definitely need to jump back on board. So I may do one by myself at the end of this month after our anniversary. Mine and Ricky's anniversary is this week. 25 years married, 29 years together. I met him when I was 15 years old. So we've been together for a long time, and we love to celebrate our anniversary. So we'll probably go somewhere. I don't know where, but we'll go somewhere and enjoy some time together. But we have spent a lot of money around this house. Y'all know that. So we'll probably just spend the day in the pool. All right, so these hamburger steaks smell amazing. I'm just checking to see if there's any. Yeah, I think they're done. They are 100% done. So let me pull these out. Let me taste this real quick so you guys can see what it's all about. And I don't know if it needs any salt and pepper. I'm just going to put a little bit on a fork. Ooh, it's a little spicy. Ooh, that's a lot of pepper, y'all. If I was you, I'd back off the pepper. It's supposed to be a pepper gravy, but whoo, that's hot. Maybe it's just because it's really hot on my fork too. So let me take it off the eye. I'm gonna put a little salt in mine because I like salt. I love Redmond's real salt actually. And thank you, Tabitha, for the anniversary. All right, guys, let me take this out so we can fix our plates. If you have any questions, just send them to me. I will definitely send the reboot information to you guys who put reboot in the comments if you want information on that reboot. Again, not a requirement for success, but I'll tell you, it's amazing. And when you hit that 60-hour mark and you're like, holy crap, I went 60 hours committed to not eating, and I could do it with all these products because the products are simply amazing. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. Look, I'm trying to take it off. Well, I've done told you I'm leaving 3 times. Love you guys. Bye.